Right, so another day of doing some bits on the BRM. I'm installing a little sub, just with stuff that I've got laying around. Not a very pretty box, I'll get around to that, but just fix the amp on the back of the seat there. I know you're supposed to have them facing up the right way and blah, 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 but it's only going to be for a little bit of bass. Maybe if we get serious, we might make a false floor for the boot, but for now, that's going to do. So I've managed to get the cable through the bulkhead. There's a little grommet that popped out. Put a open grommet in and obviously put the cable through and run it down under there. So now it comes out here. So I've got to pull the back seats out so I can get to this side panel. Now to get the back seats out, you've got little bolts there, one in each corner and one in the middle, 10 mils. So I'll whip them out and I'll show you once it's out. There you go, and with them undone, they're bolted through those hooks with the big washers, and then they're just hooked in the floor like that. And here you can see the colour difference of the carpet from being bleached and in the sun. So thankfully I've got spare carpets that I will re-dye at some point and fit in, but for now just fold these out the way and obviously just lift it out like that one is, and then that's the rear seat base out the way. I don't think we need to remove the backs, but if you did, they are also bolted in down there and just hooked in. Right, next. Right, we have a new addition for the BRM. Forge. Can only mean one thing. It's going to sneeze. You can't have a turbo car without some kind of turbo noise. I did disconnect the original dump valve to see if I could get some flutter out of it. You are supposed to obviously block them completely, but I didn't get hardly anything. So I think it's because this doesn't run much boost. These engines I think only do about 7 psi. I haven't actually driven it yet to see how much it I haven't driven it with a gauge on to see how much it boosts. But yeah, there we go. So what I've got to do, it goes on the side of the turbo there, just replaces the original one. So I'm just going to whip this air filter out by undoing that. This won't focus now, but undoing the hose clip down there that holds it on. That's sort of all the way down there. That's shining up. Have this out of the way, and then I'll undo this and get this fitted on. Right, so you can undo this and spin the head round so you can get it to where you want it, but you obviously make sure that that's really tight afterwards. Now it's got an O-ring round it, and obviously the original had this gasket, so I'm guessing we don't need the gasket. I don't know whether to run it as well or not. Not sure. Here he come. He's driving the bus. This is Dan doing a hot lap round the corner in his bus. Here he comes. Here we come again. There he is. I can hear him. Right, so it's had the tracking done. It weren't that far out, less than 1 degree, but it's now been done. So that's that job ticked off. Now the video that Mikey took of me doing a bit of a hoon around some bends, the car was only running 7 PSI boost. Now standard, these are 7 PSI. Mine should be 12. Now that's through the remapped ECU. So I spoke to the guy who sold me the ECU, and he said he's happy to take it back to be checked over, just to make sure everything's as it should. But I'll just say, the reason I know it was only 7 PSI is because I've fitted an Ultragauge. Now, I bought this for my Mini, but I thought I'd try it in here. Right, sorry, yeah, the stereo cut in. So, yeah, I've got an Ultragauge to replace the clock. Now, I bought this for the Mini. It plugs in the OBD, and I thought, I know, I'll see if it works in here. And it does. So I've set it up to show boost, engine coolant temp, intake temperature, engine load, map pressure, and voltage. So as you can see, we've got a vacuum of 9.3. This all works as it should. It's quite a clever little thing. For less than 100 quid, you can have so many different gauges on there. Obviously car dependent, but I've got about 30 odd I can choose from, but they're the most convenient. It stays on for about a minute after ignition's off, and then obviously goes off. But anyway, so that was showing 7 PSI. Now, hang on, if I pop the bonnet. So yeah, this was supposed to be 12. So I spoke to my man. And he said, well, he will check the ECU, no problem, but it's likely to be a turbo issue. Now, I know the turbo's good on this, so I discounted that. But what I did do is I fitted a MAC valve. So I unplugged that from the electrical connection and run it so it was just on wastegate pressure, and it held 5. So that shows the MAC was doing something, because I was getting 7 before. Well, anyway, it was cable tied over here somewhere before. So I thought, right, I'm going to move it over here. Instead of plumbing it into the turbo, I'll plumb it straight into the inlet manifold. And that meant I needed to extend the plug, which was over here somewhere. I've hidden it out of the way now. Well, anyway, when I went to unplug it, one of the cables fell out. So it was obviously connected just, but not enough to get a good connection. So now it's extended with spade connectors instead of I tried to use one of the original connectors and crimp the terminals and put them in the pins in the plug. So yeah, so once that was done, and I reconnected it all, boom, 12 PSI. So the videos show it at 7, and it was still getting a lick on, but now it's a lot quicker. It's never going to be fast. It's still only 200 horsepower. I mean, I'll probably get wasted by a modern day Granny Fiesta, but still, in this, it's fairly lightweight. It's old school. It makes all the right noises, and yeah, it goes quite well. We went out yesterday. No, not yesterday at all. Sunday. Today's Thursday, so that's a long time ago. And had a good... No, it was Bank Holiday Monday, actually. So it was 3 days ago. Anyway, we went out for a hoon. I went in this. My friend Brian went in his Astra convertible with a LET turbo in it. That's running 300-ish. My mate Dave in his Focus RS. And my mate Tom in his K24 Civic. Went for a bit of a hoon, and this went all day, getting the nuts kicked out of it, and it loved it. So I'm well chuffed. They did report, people behind me, a bit of oily smell. I don't know if it was me, I don't know if it was just abuse smell, or whether there is something on its way out, i.e. turbo. It all still feels good, it doesn't smoke. So, I don't know, maybe just when it's getting abused, it gets a bit smelly. But we've got plenty on the shelf anyway. The only other thing the other day was I had a bit of a play with an Audi A3, S3, something. And then all of a sudden, it started running terribly. I thought either a boost hose has come off or we've blown it up. But anyway, turns out, unplugged one of the leads, and it didn't make any change, so it had done a core pack. So yeah, put another core pack on and away we went. So yeah, I am chuffed. So this weekend we are off to Birmingham to Longbridge. So it will be on the BRM stand there. Obviously it's nowhere near show ready. I mean, look at the arches. They've had it. We've got new arches here to go on. It's just that painting them with the bonnet, because the bonnet's got lacquer peel and stuff on it, is a few £100, so I haven't really got that in a minute. So it's just going to go to Longbridge as it is, and that's it really. I mean, it's nice not to have to care about parking it in car parks, or, you know, people getting too close to it at a show, because it's not exactly tidy. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave this here. I don't suppose I'll do any more updates on this unless I change anything, or anything blows up, or I don't know, whatever. But anyway, this one's done. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share. And I'll see you in another video.